Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some marijuana sector stocks. Okay, first up, let's take a look here at ZYNE. Okay, it had bad news today. Not sure if you caught it or not, but the shares plunged on their cannabis-based epilepsy gel failure. So bad results for their CBD drug. Didn't work out well for them, and the share price opened with a big gap down. If you look here, the open on the candle on Friday is up here where it closed right below the 300-day simple moving average at 1516, and then today there was a huge gap down, and so this creates a huge space on the chart, and it creates the key resistance level to break, which is the top of this candle here. And so in order to start filling the gap, it's going to need to break above that level. As you can see, there was a giant volume spike on the bottom here. Notice the lower wick off the bottom off of 6. So there was, there were bounce players loading today off of low of day. So keep an eye on this for a bounce. In order to play the bounce here, the key is to follow the intraday charts. And if you take a look here at the 15-minute chart, after the big drop today, there was really tight trading, formed a very tight channel. You could see here the Bollinger Bands got extremely tight into the close. The lower Bollinger Band is here at 619, and the upper Bollinger Band is here at 661. And so the close here was above the middle Bollinger Band and above EMA's 4, 8, and 13. So that was a strong close. Okay, the key is going to be able to break above this red horizontal resistance line tomorrow. That if it can break above that level, that can signal a potential run higher. The next major resistance level currently on this chart is the 50 simple moving average up here at 1054. So that will be coming down fast, but as you can see, there's a big space in the chart. So this might have a nice bounce if it can break above resistance. If it fails to break that resistance level, you could see a drop back down to test this 596 support zone. If it breaks below that 6 level, that's going to signal downside risk. Notice there was a volume spike into the close. So keep an eye on ZYNE. It is now on bounce radar. Okay, if you look at GWPH, they also have a CBD drug, and they have a couple different ones. And if you look here, the share price also suffered today on the news. A bearish engulfing reversal pattern formed. You notice the big red candle today completely engulfs the white candle from Friday. Okay, here's the pattern, and so this pattern is you can read about this later. The pattern is also forming at this key resistance level. Notice the red line here is the 200-day simple moving average at 115.17, and so basically 115 is the key level to hold. That's right where it closed at today, and so if it closes below, you could see a drop down here. Okay, possibly the middle Bollinger Band at 112, and maybe down here to the 100 and 300-day simple moving averages at 109. Notice how they held as support at the beginning of August. So it looks like the news today has set the share price back. The bright side is that they already have a CBD drug. Sativex is already approved in Europe, and the Epidiolex. Hopefully, I didn't. I might not have pronounced that correctly, but that their other drug has had very positive phase 3 study results. So they possibly could benefit from their competitor failing at coming up with a good CBD drug. So this could actually be beneficial for GWPH. We need to see what happens. There was a big volume spike today. It just depends on how the market takes it. Is this bad for CBDs overall because ZYNE didn't pull it off, or since GWPH has already been approved in Europe for their CBD drug, and they're set up to be the first United States company to have FDA approved CBD drug. it seems like this could be beneficial. We'll know by whether or not the 200-day simple moving average holds. If it turns into support, that's where we're looking at the potential launch up here to the high close up here around 131, 132 from back here in March, the first week of March. And so, yeah, if it pulls back below, you just want to see this key support level between 1.9 and 112 hold. If it gets below that, then that could ruin this really nice uptrend that's going, and that would signal downside risk, putting the 50 simple moving average on deck. Let's just see how this plays out and see if it does confirm the bearish reversal pattern. Another stock to keep an eye on is ZGNX. It's not as well known. Most people don't know about this, but they do have a CBD drug that is in competition with ZYNE and GWPH. There's been, you can research that. There's been a lot of news on the topic. If you look here, it came down to the bottom and it bounced, and it's been on this nice multi-day run. Okay, so it's been on a 5-day run. It came down and bounced off the 200-day simple moving average down here around 1150 or so, and then it broke above the 100-day simple moving average, the gold line last Thursday, and then on Friday it closed above the EMA 13 and it held again above that level today. So this has been a nice run for ZGNX. We'll see if it can benefit from ZYNE struggling, and the key is going to be, can it get above the middle Bollinger Band at 1330 and above, and then above the 50-day simple moving average at 1388. If it can get above those two levels, then that's going to signal the possible start of a new uptrend. As you can see back here in May and June, it had a very strong uptrend going. So coming down, 1320 level, 1330 level, this is going to be a huge resistance level. If it fails to break that level and turn it into support, that's going to signal more downside risk and possible continuation of the downtrend. On a pullback, you want to see that 100-day simple moving average hold, the gold line, and a bounce off of that level. Okay, let's take a look at the big winner today in the marijuana sector. That was ERBB. The news has been posted about them buying a California town and turning it into a marijuana environmentally friendly ecotourism spot about an hour outside of Vegas. So yeah, we posted this news back here when it was back around 00130014, and then you could see today it hit all the way up at 0046. So this was a really nice move. Basically, potential 200% gainer from our alert when the news came out. So yeah, it was nice to see this follow through. It had a big publicity over the weekend. So coming up, this is a 15-day, 60-minute chart, and the key level to break is right where it closed. It closed at 0.0037. That was the high close of the day. If it can get above that level in 0.0038, then we'll be looking at a potential run up to 0046. The red flag on the chart is this gap down here to 117, okay, 0017. So if it fails to hold EMA 4 here and it breaks EMA 8, it could drop down here to 0017 and fill the gap. That's the downside risk on this play. Stocks like ERBB usually always fill the gap. So just keep that in mind. At some point, the charts are going to break down. It's likely going to fill that gap. As long as EMA's 4 and 8 support are holding, the chart is still very strong. If you look here at the daily chart, you can see it's been breaking out. Notice it's been on this multi-day run. You can see the space on the chart. So it's really on big breakout mode right now. It's super overbought on RSI at 97. So not sure how much more it can push. If it does pull back, you want to see that 0.002 EMA 4 and EMA 8 level hold. So yeah, so this is a really strong move for ERBB. We'll see if it can continue. And then take a look at HEMP. This is another marijuana sector stock that we alerted last week that had positive news. So they've got their machine ready to go out there in North Carolina or wherever it's at. And basically what's going on with this chart, if you've been following our videos and our charts in TA, or you've been in our chat, you will see that it closed above the 200 and 300-day simple moving averages at 0.031. ZGNX We've been talking a lot about that level in the chat. It did close above that level today, so that is signaling more upside potential if that level can hold and turn into support. So going forward, candles forming above 0.031 are going to signal more upside potential, and candles forming below are going to signal possible consolidation. On a pullback, you could see a pullback down here to the 100-day simple moving average at 0.025 if the 200 and 300 fail to turn into support. That's the big level to hold on a pullback. As you can see, candles are riding EMA for support higher. This has been a really strong chart. We'll know here whether or not it wants to make a run up here to this prior January level up here at around 5 cents, on whether or not it can turn the 200 and 300-day simple moving averages into support. Notice when it broke above the 300-day simple moving average the last time back there at the beginning of the year, it did continue higher. So we'll see if it can repeat that pattern. So notice how there was this very long downtrend for this entire year, and you know, started back here in February. And so this is breaking that downtrend and possibly starting, you know, it's been starting a new uptrend, and we'll just see if it can continue. Okay, let's look at ACBFF. This is a Canadian marijuana sector play, and they're one of the big cultivators, and so you know, they're licensed by the Canadian government to grow marijuana, and they have been they pulled back, and then they formed a bullish engulfing reversal pattern today. So following multiple red candles in a row, there was a nice bounce off the 50, 200, and 100-day simple moving averages. We want to see those levels hold. So now we're looking for bullish reversal confirmation, and we want to close above the middle Bollinger Band at 2.007. So if we can get it back above that level, then we're talking about the uptrend continuing. If the middle Bollinger Band turns into resistance, this could start a new downtrend. So it's really important that it holds this key support zone down here and it breaks above resistance. If it gets below that 50-day simple moving average, it's going to be a major red flag for this stock. So yeah, this is one of the big three. If you'd like to learn more about the big three Canadian producers and the other marijuana sector stocks that are from Canada and the U.S. stocks, please come and join our chat and check out our website. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this video. Check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com for more charts and technical analysis.